Alright, g'day lads, welcome back to another Supercoach video on the Water Carrier channel for the 2021 AFL season. Today, the video I've got planned is just a round 5 review. So I'll be going over my score, who did well, who didn't do too well, who I'm looking to cull this week and get rid of. And then, just doing my trades this week as well is what I'll cover off at the end. And just some other notes, and then I'll look to have another video this week about trade targets yet again, as I did last week. So let's get into it. So this week I had a score of 9,120. So if I can just move, actually I might just go out. Yeah, I had a score of 2,197. So it wasn't great. And I was really expecting me to go down in the ranks from this poor score. However, I still went up 120 ranks, as you can see, 121 ranks, up to 5,472. I actually used this app called supercoachdata.com, and you can check your team and see your live rank, and that just said I was top 4K, so that's definitely wrong. I'm not going to use that app again. But anyway, 9,197, yeah, it wasn't great, but there was a lot of variety in scores this week with people who had Ridley and then something else, and then the people who didn't have Ridley. So the people that didn't have Ridley will have scored the best this week right up here, whereas me, I'm sort of just up here, top 13%. Still gets me up in the ranks, obviously, though. 5,472, my score now. My season rank, sorry. And I'm just hoping to improve on that in the coming weeks. I need to get out of this stagnant position that I'm sort of stuck in. But, this was always probably going to happen, just starting with quite a stock standard team, which is what I do. I don't have a pod, you would say, but I'm going to be looking to trade in plenty of pods, so then that's when this team will be stock standard and my rank will go even higher up, and hopefully I can crack into that top 10k by the end of the year. Alright, so we'll start with the backline. Okay, so Lloyd, 100, yep, awesome, we'll take it. Dawson, as I mentioned before, taking some of his points, but it is what it is, we can't do much about it. Ridley, God, this is probably my biggest stitch up in Supercoach of all time, in the multiple years I've been playing. But geez, wowee. So I get rid of Daniel. So Daniel's gone down with a suspension. Well, he's got copped to 19. I'm already thinking, yeah, got to get rid of him. Get suspended on top of this, and I'm like, yep, definitely got to go. There's no doubt about it. I'm getting in Ridley, downgrading Campbell to get the cash for it. It's obvious. It's obvious as houses. Just do it. Well, 99 times out of 100, I'd do it. But now I'm quite regretting how focused I was on this one move. So I didn't even explore the option that I could have afforded Clary by downgrading Campbell, which I did to get Ridley. So I could have had Clary instead of Ridley, and I'd be placed a lot better right now, because Clary's someone I want to trade in the next 2 weeks. Yes, I'd still have to get Ridley, but I could get him so much cheaper than what I paid for him. I ended up paying 16,650k, 615k, and based on the price projection I saw, he's going to drop to about 540k. So I've lost about 70k on that, which doesn't help. And then Oliver's at his lowest this week, last week, and next week. But anyway, we'll run through the Oliver thing next up. But anyway, we'll keep going. Lead 94, we'll take it. By the way, we just said Ridley concussion. God, that's such a freak injury. I don't think you'll ever see a concussion like that in a game of AFL football. I didn't understand what was going on. I was at the Blues. I was at the Carlton Port game, and I've just seen Ridley concussion. And I've just asked the lads who were watching, yeah, what's going on, boys? And they said that even themselves, they didn't know. So it was an off-ball hit. Absolute dog act by Hipwood. Oh, God, he's so average, Hipwood. Get a grip, mate. All right, Laird, 94. Take it. Probably would rather go 100, but I think he had an injury concern in the third quarter, I'd want to say. So he was off for a bit, but then, yeah, still managed 94, which is good. Stewart, absolute king. When it comes to defense, he can score in every single way. So, 1, effective disposals. 2, he takes kickouts. 3, intercept marks. 4, spoils. And then all the 1%ers he has. Tackling, shepherding, He's tackling, shepherding, spoiling. Oh, there's a few others there. Definitely that I forgot about to mention with 1%ers. But anyway, 152, absolute king. I was waiting for this. Had a couple down weeks. In terms of Supercoach, he's been the Cats' best player this year, I reckon. So he's been playing amazingly. But yeah, his Supercoach score hadn't reflected that as of yet. And it definitely did in the game against North on Sunday. Jaden Short, 74. Yeah, not great, but you can't really do much when you pretty much win by 100 against the Saints. The ball's not going to be in the Saints forward line much. Heath Chapman, yeah, 54, not great. Was expecting a bit better after his 91 last week. It is what it is. I can't say I would have fielded Cozzy over him at all. Just unlucky. It happens. Highmore, hopefully he comes back after the Saints get smashed. Surely they just say, surely Brett Radden just goes, yeah, we've lost by 100 points to the Tigers practically. We've lost to Essendon by 75 points. We probably need to start playing a young key back who probably has half an idea. And I actually rate Carlisle a lot more than other people do. I just think Highmore needs to get a go. Hasn't really only got the one game, I think it was, or two. Okay, so moving on, Steele, 104. He was the shining light in a Saints' poor performance against the Tigers. 104 is a good score and you get beaten by that much. McRae VC took it, 146. Love McRae, massive score, great performance from the man. Dunkley, 148. This guy's going to be F1, must have. I'll switch him to the forwards as soon as possible, but I'm not too fast with him in the midfield at the moment. He's amazing. Zeret, 130. Big score from him. I was really expecting him. I really thought he was going to be a top 3 mid this year, up there with the Steele, McRae, Zeret was my top 3 predictions, and it seems like Zeret is going to be replaced with Clary, but thankfully he's reimbursed his owners, you could say, with that whopping score of 130, and you really love to see it. Errol Goulden, 66. It's not looking great for Errol, if I'm going to be honest. If we look at his break-even here, break-even of 51. Now, if he scores 97, which he won't, I don't think, he will go up by 20k. I think he's going to score another 68. He'll go up by 5k maybe, and he's probably not going to make much more money if he scores a 66 again, or if he keeps going on the trajectory he is. So he started amazing. He started on fire, and then I think he's sort of just come to earth here, running through the midfield less. Not much you can do about it. Could look at trading him out this week. Powell thought he was playing a defensive forward role in the first quarter, which I thought he was going to play the whole match, and I think he did. He just racked up a ton of the pill, and yeah, I think good on him. 74, love to see it. Finally I put him on field when I didn't last week. King Powell, that's where he belongs, on field. Never putting him on the bench again. Sam Berry, yeah, I thought his scoring potential was so great after the Swans game when he had about, check this out. So round two against Sydney, he scores 69 and he kicks 4 points. And I'm thinking, give him two of those, and that's an 80 plus. I'm like, this bloke is going to be good. I need to field him. He'll kick a goal. It'll come around, and it hasn't, and it doesn't look like it will either anytime soon. Break even of 43. I think he'll still hit it, but not much cash left in him to further milk. Brockman, with great power comes great responsibility, as you've seen here. He's taken the armband. It's just great leadership from the young man to step up on the big occasion, the big round 5. When the water carrier comes knocking for a big performance, Brockman put it up, showed the boys how it's done. Leadership's immense. God, he might have to get the captain again this week. Clark, yeah, this is not looking great. Definitely a trade out, especially if, as I've saw that Jackson Davey mentioned in his video, that if Clark's the sub again, if he gets subbed, he could get subbed on in the last. Obviously, he didn't this week, but he could have got subbed on in the last 5 minutes and scored 10, and then he loses 20k. So we really don't want to see that happen, and it's probably just going to be a trade out. Jordan, 76. Wish I fielded this over Berry. It is what it is. And then Scott came on field for Brockman. Gorn, 172, and Grundy, 134. Set and forget. This is why you just start with them both. They're just the best in the business. I learned last year starting with Sam Naismith. I went Naismith, then I went Jacobs. Then it took me about 3 trades just to get the money to afford going at 700k. And then he got injured, and then he was out of the team for a bit. Then I had no cover. Like, I'm just never not starting with these again. Dusty, yeah. The money probably in Dusty hasn't been well spent. I probably would have been better off going with a Atkins option, although he didn't score amazing on the weekend. I would have been better going with an Atkins option, or maybe taking the punt on Tex a bit early, but I probably wouldn't have traded out Dusty. He'll still be a top 6 forward, so I guess I shouldn't be worrying too much. It's just, annoying when you look at people who are higher above me, and that's mainly because of the Dusty problem, whereas they've better used that money elsewhere. So just here, for example, it was 540k at the start of the season. Like, 540k got you Sam Walsh. That's what people were rather spending their money on, just players like that. Zeeble, going to be F6. Impey should be an F6 as well. Chad Warner, yeah, not a great performance. Let's just hope this is a one-off and he gets back to his best. Rowe, love to see the 79 come out. Big display against the Fremantle Dockers. And then Waterman, 27. Didn't know about the conditions in Brisbane. Probably should have subbed him off of Bergman and just taken that risk that no one was going to take. Because I didn't think many people would have been fielding Bergman. Would have been a good sort of pod option in terms of rookie roulette. But I just chose not to because my cash league matchup was coming down to the wire, and I just thought there's no need. So yeah, if I zoom out here, that's the full squad for round 5. And now I'll just talk about the preparation for round 6 and the change I'm going to make. So, firstly, the main thing I'm looking at is Clark's got to go. Well, firstly, we'll fix up a couple of things. So Ridley's got a concussion, so he'll be out for the Anzac Day game. Kajitsky will have to come on. Let's hope he plays. And if he doesn't, let's hope Highmore fills in for him. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, that works well. Who do the Dons have? The Pies, and who do Port have? Give me a second here. St Kilda. I might go Bergman on field for Waterman. I think it's a good call. Oh god, the Wi-Fi is terrible. Okay, so Bergman on for Waterman. Obviously, I'll take Brockman off. Jordan on for Berry. Brockman off for Scott. And then I think we can sort of get into the trades now. Probably be quite a short video the way I'm going. What's going on here? Okay, so Clark, this is the main one I'm doing. Bring in Led to the mids, and then that boy from the Port Adelaide Power, Lockie Jones. Okay, so it gives me 173 in the bank. The main thing I've got to work out is my second trade for this week, because this one's locked in. Quite an obvious pick. But the main thing will be working out what I want to do in terms of my second trade. So I've definitely looked at Goulden down to Finlay Macrae. I feel like it just could be a risk going a bit early on Macrae. Turns out he gets dropped or something, or just scores terribly, and then we start hearing stories that and then come in 2 weeks, we've got another mid-rookie who somehow comes out of nowhere, scores 90 in his first game, and you're going, why didn't I just hold off? So the main thing with Goulden is, if Finn Macrae had played 2 games already, I'd probably just get him in right now, but that's the concern. He's only played 1, and it was a 41. It wasn't that convincing. 18 disposals, yes. Disposal efficiency wasn't great, but I've got to recognise he's not going to play in front of 60,000 West Coast Eagle fans every game. However, that brings me to the point that he might struggle in a big Anzac Day game with 90,000+. So that's the concern I have in bringing Macrae in. The only problem is that, so let's just say Gordon goes up by another 5k this week. He's 320k, and then I trade in, what's his name? Next week, I trade in the big Finlay McRae. The problem here is I'm making about 190k, and 1736 plus 90k. Let's just do it quick. Plus 190. Okay, so that's 363, 600, right? The problem with this is you plus a guy like Berry, who I'd look to get rid of, who will be 220k, is I've only got this left. So that's the probably reason. I don't have, my cash down at the moment isn't great. I wish I just didn't have had some better cash in the bank. So that's why, and I've been one to say multiple times that I don't think Goulden is as good as he is ever gonna, eclipse a score of 100 again in the coming weeks. So in saying that, and I've just talked quite badly about McRae in terms of his score on the weekend, which is the 41. It's not convincing at all, but I don't have any other options. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna consider bringing McRae in. The other thing is I could actually go McRae for him and then Clark to Bowes, but I probably won't do that. Okay, here we go. So I've got McRae in now, and then what I have is I have 363k next week, which means I can sort of get my first upgrade going next week. The main reason here is it gives me the big bucks to get big Clayton Oliver next week, and then I'll have cash left over. So I would think about doing... Alright, well, firstly, we'll look up Oliver. Okay, so Oliver was break-even of 101, projected score 108 plus 3k. I might just do a quick price Mitchell. Yeah, what's it called? And then if I see Clayton Oliver price projection, that's sort of what I'm looking for. Okay, so if he scores 114, he's going to be... If he scores 113, he's going to be 596. So he's probably not going to be larger than 600k. So Berry, 220k next week. It's not going to be enough, so I'm going to need to do 2 trades next week just to get Clary in, which is the big problem. Unless I want to think about sacrificing a Powell or Jordan, but I won't do that because they have more cash and money to milk. So that's just a predicament I'm in, because I feel I have to do that Gordon move now, just because it means I can't afford Clary in the 2 trades with only 173 in the bank. So yeah, that about really sums me up. That's probably going to be my 2 trades. I will hold off this week until the final games, because I don't want to do it because last week I did my trades quite early. So I'll hold off before the games are announced, teams are announced and all that. And this is probably how I'll line up. I might swap Berry out for... I might just loophole this. Well, actually, I can't loophole that. But anyway, I'll work out the mid M8. That's all I have to really work out. This is how I'll probably line up. If there's any changes, I'll let you know on my Twitter or Instagram. So yeah, that's been my round 4 review. The trades I'm going to cover, it's probably just going to be, as I've mentioned, Jordan Clark and Goulden to Jones and McRae. Gives me 363k to work with for next round upgrade. And I'm probably going to be looking at getting Clayton Oliver in, who feels like the only must-have that I don't own at the minute, unless Neil becomes in a few weeks. So the reason why I really want to get Clary in at the moment is because it means I get him in, I get it sorted, I get all the must-haves out of the way, besides Danger probably, who I can get in later though with this injury and his price to go down from the 75. So the point is, get all the must-haves, and now I can just start looking at pod trade-ins from here on out. And that's what I'm focused on doing from here on out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this round 5 review video and a bit of a preview for round 6. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow my socials on Twitter at the watercarrier11, Instagram watercarrier11, I believe, and then my Spotify of some of my old podcasts from last year, and my new TikTok account, but I haven't posted anything on that. But yeah, I can't believe I made a TikTok account. I hope it's not cringe, to be honest. Just thought it was a good thing to do. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Please enjoy the video, like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and see you in the next video.